If you've been in business for longer than 5 minutes, I'm sure that you've heard the term or the saying that revenue is for vanity and profits are for sanity. And right now, like in any business, you might be crushing it. Your team is closing deals left and right, and revenue is up, and everybody's slapping hands and patting themselves on the backs. But every single time you open your operating account for your business, there's no money in there. It's not growing fast enough. What that means is that your profits are a joke. Your margins are pretty much non-existent, and your business is literally running full speed into a brick wall. You think that you're winning, but what you're really doing is just bleeding out. And if you don't really fix this, it's literally only a matter of time before your so-called growth eats your business alive. So stick around. Today, I am going to be exposing the reason why most businesses sell their way into the ground, and more importantly, I'm going to show you how to fix it before it's too late. I'm actually going to show you a quick example of how a 10% discount can reflect a 50% slash in your profits, the money that ends up into your pocket. So, spoiler alert, more revenue does not mean more profit. And if you don't really know the difference, definitely stick around because you're in trouble. By the way, my name is Jordan Stupar, and all I do is help salespeople and sales teams at any level double, triple, and quadruple their sales revenues. And I use this channel to pass along some of those golden nuggets so that you can grow your sales and your business. If you're new here, welcome in. And if you're coming back because you're already a subscriber and you're really smart, well then welcome back. What I'm going to share with you today isn't just about making more sales, it's also about putting more money in your pocket. So, let's cook. At the end of the day, most business owners treat sales like some type of weird drug addiction. More sales equals more revenue, more deals, and it kind of feels good, but what actually happens when you're not making any real money? And by real money, I'm not talking about like a couple of bucks. I'm talking about the real money, the type of money that you wanted to take home when you decided to start your business, take all of the risks and sacrifice a bunch of things and spend 80 hours a week FIOing it. So first, before we dig into this example right here that will blow your mind, there's a couple of signs that you might be in what I like to call a profit trap. Either A, you're selling a lot of stuff and it feels like you're making momentum, but you're really not making any money. 2, your sales team is closing low margin deals just to hit volume quotas. That's an important one. 3, you're constantly discounting to get customers to say yes. Or 4, your revenue continues to go up, but every time you check your bank account, it stays the exact same. So here's a quick stat to prove this whole point. According to Harvard Business Review, 5% discount can slash your profits by 25 to 50%. And if your team is handing out discounts like candy, they're literally giving away your money. Let me give you a quick example of exactly what I'm talking about and what that Harvard Business Review stat was. If you were a business, and let's say that you had a package or something that you're selling for, say, $10,000, okay? Let's say that your target profit margin is 20%. That's a respectable thing to do. You want the business to make a couple of bucks. Let's say that your cost of servicing this customer or the cost of goods sold, let's say that that equals $7,000. Let's say that you're also pretty generous and you're giving the person that makes this sale a 10% one-time commission on that $10,000 transaction. You would pay them $1,000, and of course, you would end up with your 20% profit margin and you would make $2,000. Everybody's happy. This is the way that it should have been, and this is the way that it should have worked. Let's talk about what happens when somebody gives a measly 10% discount, which is something that businesses like yours and teams like yours do all the time like clockwork. It's just a little 10% discount, right? Wrong. Check this out. Your sales rep gives a 10% discount on your $10,000 package, meaning they're just throwing $1,000 into the trash. They're burning it. So you're selling the same exact deal now for $9,000. Your margin is on a IDGAF level. Nobody cares. Your cost of service still remains the same because, again, all you're doing is just giving a discount. You're also still being generous and giving a $900 commission, 10% of $9,000. And so your profit now is literally $1,100, about 49% less than what it was pre 10% discount. Now, let's zoom out real quick and look at what this looks like on volume. Let's say that you did the perfect deal 10 times and you get 10 deals. Well, guess what? Your profit going into your business account is $20,000. Great work. That's exactly what should happen. Now, if you do 10 deals with 10 discounts at 10%, guess what? I'm not even good at math, but that's going to be $11,000. Okay? That is, again, nearly 50% of your profitability right down the drain. So, as you can see, discounting can be the silent killer that really just robs your business. So, if you think that your sales reps care about profits, trust me, they don't. They care about their commissions. And if commissions are tied to revenue instead of profit, they'll close any deal just to hit their numbers or put some more money in their bank account, even if it's a garbage deal that barely covers costs. I'll link up another video that I already shot talking about discounts, but I'll remind you that giving discounts just to close a deal is one of the laziest, weakest, and most pathetic sales tactics on the planet. It's literally like setting your own house on fire just to keep it warm for 10 minutes. In other words, if your sales reps are not trained to drop price instead of building value, they're leaving your money on the table, not theirs. Because remember back to this example, the sales rep only took a 10% hit on his commission, but you took a 49% haircut on profitability, which is a significant problem. So real talk real quick. If you're allowing your team to discount without any real consequences, you are literally giving them permission to drain your profits. And if they can't help justify the price with their customer, they don't understand the value. And that's on you for not training them properly. Here's a couple of options on how you can fix this. What you can do is you can ban lazy discounts. Instead, you can spend time training your team to sell on value, urgency, and ROI. You could also go ahead and track margin per deal. If a rep is consistently bringing in low margin garbage, they're a liability, not truly an asset to the business. Or you can compensate based on profitability, not just revenue or number of deals. That actually helps reward people that know how to get the right deals into the business. Beneath all of this is the idea that you don't necessarily need more sales or higher volume. What you need is the right sales at the right margin. Sales that actually make your business money. And here's exactly how to make it happen. Here's the real fix. Number one is to train your team to sell on value, not on price. This is a skill set that is acquired and developed through actual training and repetitive processes. So at the end of the day, if you're just talking about going out there and making more sales, you're doing your team a disservice and obviously doing yourself a disservice. Number two, make sure that you get ruthless about price and discounts. Okay? These are things that should be extremely rare in your business. I try my absolute best with my sales team to make sure that they don't give any discounts. I'm assuming that occasionally, rarely, my team is going to have to, manipulate the finances a little bit in order to get a deal, which on some circumstances is totally fine, as long as it's not happening or being used as a reason to do business most of the time. Obviously, what we want to do is make more money. And once your team is actually trained and has the confidence to talk about price and talk about discounts and actually deliver value on the call, then everybody makes more money and you'll attract and retain better customers, which is an entirely different video that I'll have to shoot for you. The third real fix right here is to track your numbers. It still literally blows my mind. I'm talking to business owners that are doing 10, 12, 20, sometimes $30 million a year who don't really know their metrics. They know their revenue, but they really don't know what their profit per deal is, or what their closing ratio is, or what their deal velocity is. So look, you have to know your numbers. I'm not talking about just revenue. I'm talking about all of the numbers. because if you don't know your numbers, you're not going to be able to keep track of any of this stuff. And again, you're not going to be able to train your team on what's most valuable about teaching them value. And of course, they're just going to be relying on discounts and you'll never know it. Hey, if you're getting any value from this video or any of my other content and it's helping you grow your sales and make more money, then now would be a good time to hit the subscribe button below so you never miss out on any future content and can continue building your business. So listen, more sales won't save you if you don't really know your numbers and you're not training your team. Growth for the sake of growth is just an expensive way to stay broke. You need to start selling the right way to the right customers and acquiring the right deals. So here's a little challenge that you can do immediately after watching this video and subscribing to the channel, is go look at your last 10, 20 closed deals. Check how much profit you actually made and how many of those deals were discounted in order to acquire the deal. And if those numbers shock you, you've got a real problem. And here's your checklist for what to do. Go back to what I just mentioned. Train your team on value and not price. Track your numbers and make sure that you know what your team is actually selling and how much profitability each person is bringing into your company. And make sure that you have some type of policy or some type of consequence involved if your team is continuously using price and or discounts in order to acquire a deal. And if you hold on to or remember anything from this video, understand that a simple, innocent, tiny, little 10% discount can absolutely slash the amount of money that ends up in your business account for profitability's sake. So, if you enjoyed this video, you got anything from it, I would love to hear from you in the comments, or at least hit the subscribe, like this video, share this video, whatever you need to do so that more people can get this value, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be profitable on your own. Hey, it's Jordan Stupar. Thanks so much for watching my content. If you enjoyed it, now would be a good time as well to hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a beat. And by the way, if you're truly interested in taking your team, your sales, and revenue to $10 million and beyond, then I would encourage you to hit the link in the description so that you can chat with us. We're looking for a couple more businesses here in 2025 where we can help double your sales and take you to $10 million a year. We do a whole lot more than just YouTube, and I would love to connect with other ambitious, growth-oriented entrepreneurs like yourself. If nothing else, I'll see you in the next video.